I'm a mid main.
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 Okay, I'll start us off, if that's okay with everybody. I want to know first, like, 3 things. I want to start off just, like, kind of knowing what you guys are about, like, what you know and what you should know as a mid main. Highest rank, main champ, and why you play that champ, just briefly. So I'll start. My highest rank, I peaked around 100 LP Masters. I'm a Akali main, and I really like Akali because she's versatile. She can either be a burst assassin or she can be bruiser.
So my peak is Diamond. My like go-to mid champ is Irelia. And I'm gonna be honest, I really like the skill ceiling with the champ, but she has the best toes on the Rift, to be honest. So I guess like wave management and like roaming is probably what is a pretty core thing that I like to focus on too, I guess.
I'm Rice Bunny. So as a mid laner, I think the most important, I'm gold 1 by the way. So I think the most important thing as mid laner is knowing the jungle mid matchup, and if you win it, one like 2v2, and how that interacts, and how if your jungler is an early like ganker, or if your jungler is more like a farm, like a Master Yi or whatnot. And then my go-to pick is Lux mid.
My peak rank is top 50 actually of EOS. I play Xerath, Akali, Ahri. I like control mages mostly. That's kind of my thing. Besides that, I think what is important is like how you can facilitate other players on the map. Your jungler, your bot lane, like whoever you want to be the wing condition, and play towards that.
Hi, I'm Lucia, and I am actually peaked at gold. I'm a Pantheon main because it's quite the versatile champ. You can play around jungle and bot lane a lot, which I think is how I play mid lane. Like, don't really want to go win the lane every game, but I want to win the game. So I play around other lanes and the jungler mostly.
My name is Vanny. I am an Anivia main. I peaked gold 1 last season. I'm gold 3 right now. Usually I love playing Anivia because she's so easy to just win a lot of fights late game outside of lane. My other champions I'd say are mostly like Veigar, Aurelion Sol, maybe Yone.
Yo, I want to know like where your guys' favorite spot to ward is.
1 minute
What's
left.
Your favorite ward is on the map?
Raptors.
Raptors, yeah, actually Raptors.
Now Raptors or Pixel Brush is also really good for me.
So my
I
favorite
do like
ward...
my control ward. I like it in the lane bush to hover inside of it.
Lane Bush too.
Okay, so my favorite ward is super specific. So I play Zoe a lot, right? So like if you walk bot side and then you are over that wall, you can actually place like a little trinket on the other side, so you can like watch them walk in. So like it's really easy to track the enemy jungler like when you're doing that. And then if you're like really cheesy, you can just like hit a lot of bubbles from like super far in that river. So like try R'n over that blue wall one time.
How do you guys like your
Time is up. Time is up. Sorry. So sorry. Send me that boat. You want to boot out. First round. Who we booting out? Let's see. Okay. So it is going to be a draw between Elijah or Toke. I'm just going to say Toke. And Rice.
Oh, call me Elijah.
Elijah and
Yeah,
Rice Bunny. So I will give you guys 30 seconds each to fend for your case.
Okay. Well, listen, I think like the best way to do it right is like be super aggressive off level 2. Because if you can actually like win that trade right off the bat, you have whole map control. Like you guys are talking about following your jungler and stuff like that, but like I think that first blood is a lot more important.
So I've been playing this game since I was 13 years old, and I've been playing Lux mid for a very long time. I understand that Lux mid might be like a support pick, but I think she's a very strong mid laner. I didn't get to mention my other mid laners, but I play Akali, Anivia, Ahri. Like these are like really meta like mid laners, and I think they're very strong. I've been grinding really hard for the past week, and I am a mid laner.
Everybody,
I said I like Aurelia's toes. I mean, like.
all right, guys. Go ahead and send me your
I'm just
vote.
saying.
Go ahead and send me your votes again, and we will see who is out. Elijah, it is.
Am I out of here?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Please go in the waiting room.
man.
Please wait in the waiting room. Thank you. All right, guys. It is down to you 5. Would you like to continue going? You can raise your hand if you like to continue going. If not, then we will. All right. Bet. Let's go. Round 2. Let's get started.
Rice Bunny, just because you were on the block before, I'm gonna put you on the hot spot right off the bat. Do you know Akali's abilities names? Or at least like any of them?
I don't know their names, but I don't believe it's like super important.
Let's make it easy. What's the dash? Which ability is the dash?
So there are actually like 3 dashes in her kit. The first one is like actually four. Her E is you go back and then you dash back in if you mark the target or you mark the cloud. The alt is a targeted dash that you like click on them, and then the second part of the alt is a execute, like that's like an actual targeted dash.
The only thing I'm thinking about is like, since she does main Lux, it could also be that she mains Lux support, right? So I'm in between that because it could be a thing. I mean, I used to main Lux mid as well for the longest time, but it's
So
still
Bobby, I'd like to argue that like Lux support is like a thing, but in my opinion, Lux like support isn't very strong because she doesn't really do anything to help the AD carry unless you land your abilities. She like costs a lot of mana to like cast her E, and she needs items. So as a Lux support, like, yeah, she might be like played by other people, but in my opinion, as a Lux like mid, she's not that strong.
So what's your
sorry, say Lux mid, she's much better.
Yeah.
Chapoppy, real quick, you mentioned, congratulations on top 50 by the way. You mentioned that you like to play control mages, and then you mentioned playing Ari and Akali, which are both assassins.
I said Sarah, Akali, and
Ari, correct. And you kind of said you like to play control mages, even though those are two assassins. So I just kind of like, you know, like,
I mean, honestly,
where's
I mean, I think Ari kind of has like, it's the two different ways of playing. You have exactly like the assassin style, but I play it in a different way, which I feel like is more in a control mage kind of way. Akali is just kind of like my backup assassin cheese thing.
Who would be your main control mage that you play besides
Zerath.
I have a question for Kevin actually, because you play Akali, right?
I do, yeah.
So a couple patches ago, Akali's Q damage got buffed. So
yeah, 5%.
Can you tell me?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. Just want to check.
Yeah, yeah. I also haven't played, so honestly, that could have tripped me up. But yeah,
all right.
I do know. Yeah.
Vanny, you play Anivia, you said?
Yeah.
What's your second most played?
Second most played in ranked or just in general?
General.
In ranked, I would say it was Aurelion Sol. In general, I mostly played Anivia, and then there was also.
What's Anivia's weak spot? Like, what's the weakest phase of the game by playing her?
The start of the game, literally like laning phase. You get dived by like a Fizz, you're dead. Post level 6, it's pretty easy to win like any trade with her.
Okay, real quick, Lucio. So you're Pantheon main, is that?
Yeah.
What only Pantheon, or what's your second play?
Mostly Pantheon. I have like 20 games of Lysandra, but I pretty much only play Pantheon.
Real quick, every mid laner should know this. How many minions does it take, and what minion do you hit level 2 on? Go for it.
So you hit level 2 on the first melee of the after, like if you complete the entire wave. You hit level 2 on the first
melee, second wave. Someone else, just because I know you got that down, just to keep things going. Does anyone else know? The other 3 of you know when you hit level 3.
I actually
no. I just look at my. I look at my.
I'm looking to the top 50 in EU.
Listen, everything I do is on feeling. You know, like it's all.
It's on feeling.
Yeah. I mean, you might laugh,
Fantastic.
but that's how you get there. You know.
Fantastic. It's second minion of third wave. So 2 complete waves.
All right,
and then the
everybody.
second melee.
The second round is up. Please send me who you would like to vote out for this round. We got 2 votes for Lucille. It's Lucille, right? It is Lucille. All right, Lucille. Thank you so much. Please wait in the waiting room.
Will do.
Would you guys like to continue going? Please raise your hand. If not, we will end the game. All right, round 3. Go ahead.
I think it's kind of hard to say. If I do have my suspicion, it would be Kevin. Because, I mean, Akali could also be played top. You could play it really well.
Yep.
And actually, like, you know, sometimes you just look at a person and you're like, okay, that's a top lane main. That's a mid lane main. You could be the top. You could be the top lane vibes. I really get the mid lane vibes with Rice Bunny. I do really get those vibes. And as I said before, I do everything on feeling, right?
Okay.
So with Vanny, it's the same thing. I don't think he's lying.
What's your biggest pet peeve for your jungler? As mid lanes, it's pretty much a duo lane. I always play with a jungler. What's your biggest pet peeve?
I think like for each laner, something that like bothers me is when a jungler tries to gank you when you have a big fat wave crashed in and you're trying to farm it and you're skipping all these minions trying to like farm them. So that's incredibly frustrating.
I play with my best friend. She usually jungles, right? And then she'll come into my lane without telling me that she's gonna gank. And I'm like standing behind my wave near the turret, and she's already on the enemy, and I have to like flash most of the time to go up to her and like help her out.
I'll just say like another thing, I hate it when they're just full clearing all game long and have no impact whatsoever. They don't look at waves, they don't try to help you like pushing out your wave. They just play for themselves. I hate that. Quick question. You're expecting yourself to perma roam as a Kali. You don't really want to play for lane.
Akali is very much a roaming champ. As soon as I hit 6, pretty much, is when I start to look towards other lanes. I'll typically have one solo queue in my bag.
Which lanes do you like to gank the most?
Depends on the matchups. Bot lane sometimes can be a little bit tricky depending on if you're in blue side or red side, because sometimes most of the time they'll have a ward either in their red or far pixel.
Do you get sweeper on your first base?
No.
Maybe you should try that.
Maybe I should.
We're talking about Akali a lot. What runes and builds do you guys like to go on Akali?
Back in the days, I used to straight up run electrocute. Obviously, you can't really do that anymore.
One more minute.
But that was the go-to. Now,
Why not electrocute?
I mean, just you don't get as much value as Conqueror or Fleet. Like, it kind of depends. I like to go Conqueror most of the time.
How do you guys feel about like Yasuo as a champion?
Terrible.
So sorry, everybody. Send me who you would like to vote out for this next round. All right, Vanny, you have been voted out. Please go in the waiting room. All right, down to you 3. Would you like to continue going, or would you like to end now?
I'll continue.
Oh my god, you guys are continuing. Oh my god, what are you gonna even talk about? All right, go ahead. 5 minutes starting now.
I just wanted to ask, where'd your inspiration come to start playing mid lane? Like who inspired you to start playing mid lane, or what about the game wanted you to start playing mid?
Frogan.
Oh, Frogan, yeah, Frogan is a great
Frogan's a good one.
Yeah.
And he used to be, I mean, honestly, what I love the most is like he used to also play Lux. I used to be a Lux main actually. It's one of my first mains. And he used to always take like really sneaky, like against like behind the wall, full one-shot combos. I love that. Like it was so great to watch.
Yeah, I started playing mid lane just because I love how short the lane is. So even if it's in a bad state, generally the frozen state doesn't last for too long.
Yes.
Just because so that's what I like about it. Whereas if you're top or ADC, it's just dead. It's just there. You're kind of screwed for a bit.
Do you know like your average CS numbers on Lux?
I always try to reach at least 8, but that really like depends. Like so my bare minimum like I always try to reach is 7, but trying to climb that's just not.
And I think on Lux it's like it can be pretty easy, you know, E ults the waves.
It just E ults like so I try to reach like at least 8, maybe even 9 every game. It like if I'm against a Yasuo who's like constantly like in my face, like that can be really difficult. So, you know, that's when the lead like 7. Yeah.
Oh, that's legit.
I like the mid lane. I started playing mid lane. I started playing Akali like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago kind of thing, and I really liked it because mid was one of those roles at the time. Jungle hadn't yet gotten to where the point it is now, where it's like it's so much of a control of the game. And before the TP changes for mid too, it was a lot easier to kind of affect the areas of the map. So I really liked the ability that you could play mid, your mechanical talents could show, and you can generally control the game for the most part. You're involved in, you know, 80% of skirmishes that happen, you know, outside of lane. So I liked the ability that, you know, my skill could help my team win.
Don't you feel like you can get kind of stuck on Akali, like, you know, one tricking Akali, you get kind of stuck on one elo?
When I started playing Akali, I was plat 4, and then I climbed to D3.
How long have you been in D3 now?
How long have I been in D3? I was in D3 like last season. I'm in D3 right now because I decated to Masters this season and I just started playing again. I got like 90 games. What's one thing you wish your teammates knew about mid lane? Like that you get flamed for. Like you get flamed for this, what's one thing you wish that they knew so you wouldn't get flamed as much?
For me, it's just like you can't always make it to a scuttle fight because you just have such a crappy, like with Akali, it's like you have to like Q and then like that's it. You have to like wait for a couple of seconds for your energy to get back.
That's the early game. It's horrible. I wish we all 3 took the money. That's unlucky.
All right, guys, vote out now who you want to kick. All right. Kevin.
Like, what?
Kevin.
No way.
Kevin, you gotta go.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You gotta go in the waiting room. All right, guys. Here we go. It will turn green if the mole is out, and if the mole is in, it will turn red. Okay, here we go. Wow, it's green! Congratulations, you won! Who was the fake? Can you please raise your hand? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there he is.
My word was so specific.
I like that word.
Did you vote for me, Kevin? This guy voted for me.
No,
I know
second
he
time
did.
I did, because I liked how Rice Buddy was.
Oh
speaking.
my god.
But
no
first
way,
time I
bro.
did. First time I did.
Oh
Can
my
I
God.
ask like why all of you came for me in the first round? Because I
Honestly,
just like
I
I did
voted
not
for you the
appreciate
second
it.
time.
I did not vote for
I feel like you voted for me too.
I
Chikabi,
did.
did you vote for me?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Oh, yo,
Thank you,
Send that to me.
everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on
to
getting me
Poppy
out.
And Rice Bunny. I will
Let's go,
send you guys the
buddy.
money. All right, bye.
Let's go.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.